So for those that don't know me, I'm Reverend Michael Everett Davis. I'm an ordained interfaith minister. I was ordained through One Spirit Interfaith Seminary out of New York City. And I am serving as spiritual director here at Unity of Indianapolis under special dispensation with Unity Worldwide Ministries while I take classes toward a Unity ordination. So that's enough about me. Before I get started with this, we're in Memorial Day is the holiday, and I don't want to go on without honoring those that have served or are serving our country to secure our freedoms. And I just want to, just a moment of silent gratitude and love and honor. Thank you. And so it is. What do I do if I'm not chasing anything? What do I do if I've got everything that I need? It's a question that no one's prepared me to answer. Where do I go if I'm right where I'm supposed to be? Where do I go if wherever I am home? It's a question I'm presently wanting to answer. If the usual way doesn't work for me now, there's a void I know nothing about. What if the race is over and we all automatically win? What if the game has ended long before it even begins? What if the test has been taken? We're all passing again and again. If the race is over, what then? What do I do if it's all perfect anyway? What do I do if I'm not here to change anyone? It's a question I truly don't know how to answer. How do I live if my life is eternity? How do I live if I'm no longer afraid to die? It's a question that no one can give me an answer. If the usual way doesn't work anymore, there's no map for what life has in store. What if the race is over and we all automatically win? What if the game has ended long before it even begins? What if the test has been taken? We're all passing again and again. If the race is over, what then? What is the purpose of time here on earth? How do I now define my death and birth? For that matter, what is my life really worth in the end? What's mine to give and what's mine to receive? Whom do I worship? What do I believe? Seems every answer comes right back to me in the end. What if the race is over and we all automatically win? What if the game has ended long before it even begins? What if the test has been taken? We're all passing again and again. If the race is over and we're all born victorious, if the race is over. What then? Thank you. Some of you might remember about 3 years ago, I did a talk called If the Race is Over. A few weeks ago, I thought, I'm going to pull that talk out and revive it for today. There are two things that resemble that talk I did 3 years ago: the title and the song that I sang. I'm in a different place, different questions, different thoughts, different ideas of what is going on. So what if the race is over? What if there's nothing to chase, nothing to win, nothing to prove? What if? And I've thought about, Daniel Nahmod is the person that wrote this song, and I've often questioned, it was like, what was going on that made him come up with these questions? When he wrote the song, he was on a retreat out at the Red Rocks, and he wrote an album, it's his Water album, which the song is from. And he was out in nature and communing with nature, and combined with all of that and his upbringing in the Jewish faith and his immersion into New Thought and unity, I was like, oh, of course he's asking these questions. What do I do if I'm not chasing anything? Right? We know the law of attraction. We manifest it. We don't have to chase it. It comes to us. What do I do if I've got everything that I need? Well, Jesus said, consider the lilies of the field. They don't toil, yet they are clothed, they are fed, they are taken care of. Plus, we're so good at manifesting, we have everything that we need. Where do I go if I'm right where I'm supposed to be? Well, divine order tells us that we are in the right place at the right time. Where do I go if wherever I am, I'm home? Jesus taught us. The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God is within you. The great silence is in you, wherever you are. At the end of the service, wherever I am, God is. I am home. What do I say if it's all perfect anyway? Unity principle number 2. We are human beings created in the image of the divine. Therefore, we are innately good. When we do things through God, then it is perfect, for God is perfect, right? What do I say if I'm not here to change anyone? Well, we're here to change one person. That's ourselves, right? And also, we learn to be, if we want there to be change, we be the change we wish to see in the world. How do I live if my life is eternity? Many faith traditions believe in eternal life. The soul continues. In Christianity, the resurrection and the life. In some of the Eastern stuff there's reincarnation. The soul keeps going. Neil Donald Walsh, the soul goes up to heaven and then comes back down for another human experience. How do I live if I'm no longer afraid to die? If life is eternal and we are human beings having a spiritual experience, there is no need for fear. Or spiritual beings having a human experience. Thank you, Ed, you caught me. Spiritual beings are having a human experience, then there is no need for fear. If we are practicing and living our unity truth, there is no need for fear. So these are questions that Daniel asked in his song, and it's questions that we ask ourselves all the time. Now, in unity, we do learn that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. What's the human experience? We're having it. What is it? I want to know. So in unity, the human experience means living life in a physical body with thoughts, emotions, and challenges while remembering that our true nature is spiritual. It's the journey of expressing our divine essence in everyday life. Key word there, it's journey. It's not a destination. It's not a race. Okay, it's a journey. So there's that word race again. Let's take a look at how this race mindset shows up in our culture. We often hear life is a rat race, climbing the corporate ladder. Life is a battle. It's a dog-eat-dog, or as I used to think it was a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog world. May the best person win. But if life isn't a race, why does it feel like one? Let's see. Reality TV. We have The Voice. America's Got Talent. We have cooking bake-offs. HGTV's Rock the Block. So even designing houses and baking cakes is a challenge, is a competition. Sports, great example in our country. Sports, which is so important. There's a race going on. Somebody's going to win, which means 32 other people are going to lose. But from professional sports down to college sports to high school sports, elementary sports, Little League, it's all a competition. Marching band is a competition. Show choir is a competition. Miss America, Mr. Universe, everything seems to be a competition. And the message that we get from that is you have to be the best to be successful. You have to be the smartest, the prettiest, the most, best looking, and on and on and on and on. The fastest today is the important one, right? And then what? Okay, you played the game, you ran the race, you won. Okay, now what? Nothing stopped, right? Thomas S. Monson, who's former president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, had said, "Our destiny is determined by our own decisions and our willingness to act upon them. Accomplishment comes only through decision, followed by positive action." Does that sound familiar in unity? Right? Unity principle number 5, you know the spiritual principles, you follow them up with action. Mind, thought, action. Thoughts held in mind, create after the kind. We do it. We don't just sit passively. We are active in our lives. So it takes the decision in the mind and then the action in the body. So I also don't want to confuse success with accomplishments, because we accomplish lots of things in our lives. For example, addiction. Recovery is an accomplishment. It's a great accomplishment. It is hard to get there for many. It is an accomplishment. But to be successful, you remain sober. Spiritual enlightenment. Spiritual enlightenment is an accomplishment. To be successful, we stay awake. All right? So, but again, if we do fall off the wagon, we can always jump back on. Okay? We accomplished it before, we can accomplish it again. Now, some come to unity looking for answers, okay? And maybe we don't have them. Sometimes we don't have the answers. We're looking for connection, for transformation, enlightenment, divinity, acceptance, empowerment, positivity. Those happen to be our core values. We came looking for those. Other people come looking for those. They're here, right? It's also a part of our mission to inspire conscious transformation. So we do our job. We have positivity and enlightenment and divinity and acceptance and all of those things, and we're inspiring conscious transformation. We've done our job, and then we go out into the world. And you're thinking, I learned what I needed to do, I have been spiritually awakened. And then you stop coming, you go back to sleep, and then you're like, I'm struggling. All that stuff I did at Unity didn't work. So I'm not going to go back there. There's a Buddhist saying that I love. I've said it many, many times here. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Okay? Same thing, spiritually awakened. You do all of your daily tasks, your job, you're in traffic, you got your family issues, you got work issues, you become spiritually enlightened, and then you stay awake, and you still have traffic and work and all those things, but you now have the tools to carry with you, and you use them in that. So let's not go back to sleep. Let's stay awake, even while we're chopping wood. So the race is over. We've learned everything, right? I've accomplished what I have sought after. What do I do now? What then? Well, you live the lessons. You live the lessons. You live the truth. You be the example that inspires people out in the world. For example, people that go through 12-step program, they go through the 12 steps. They're not done. They don't stop. They continue. Then they start working with other people and helping them through those 12 steps. So how do we do that? In unity. One of our 12 powers, and the power that we're looking at this month is the power of power, or the power of dominion. And we've been affirming all month the presence and power of Spirit now manifest in me and through me. I use my inner power for good in our world. I'm going to change the word power to dominion. The presence and dominion of Spirit now manifest in me and through me. I use my inner dominion for good in our world. So let's look at the word dominion. Okay? Webster defines it as supreme authority, sovereignty. I'm king. I have dominion over my people. Okay? The revealing word describes dominion as this: as a perfect child of God, humans are born into complete dominion, which is mastery over all creation. Creation meaning the original idea, our thoughts. Dominion is an inner consciousness obtained only through mind discipline. So that mind discipline, that's our spiritual practices, meditation, prayer. This supreme authority, our divine mastery, comes when we realize our oneness with the divine, our oneness with the spiritual laws. When we realize that oneness and we go within, then we do have that dominion over our thoughts and how we create. We change the world when we change our minds. I give credit to Cyndi Lauper for that in the musical Kinky Boots. You change the world when you change your mind. If the usual way doesn't work for me now, that's a void I know nothing about. The men's book study group currently is reading the book God's Breath. In this book, there's a little introduction in each chapter on different sacred texts. and reading the sacred text and finding God's breath in those texts. The first chapter was Genesis. The second one was the Tao Te Ching, and currently it's now Rumi. But there was a couple of passages in the Tao Te Ching that stood out to me for what it is that in my life and what it is that I think I'm trying to get across. So this first one, we are born gentle and weak. At death, we are hard and stiff. Green plants are tender and filled with sap. When they die, they are withered and dry. Thus it is said, the stiff and the unbending are the disciples of death. The gentle and the yielding are disciples of life. When an army becomes strong, it suffers defeat. When a plant becomes hard, it snaps. The hard and the strong dwell below. The soft and the weak dwell above. In this instance, within the Tao, the word weak doesn't mean puny, it doesn't mean that kind of weak. It means soft, like water, because water is it changes form. It's not rigid and hard. It's not that type of thing. So when an army let's think of it in our thoughts and in our ways. If we come to a certain point and we're like, oh, this is it, then we become hard. And then it breaks, and it doesn't work. If we stay malleable and soft, and we're able to keep an open mind, then we can change as we need to. So if an army becomes strong and suffers defeat, it's because we've learned how to be strong and be defeated, and we stop learning, and they can be defeated. The other from Lao Tzu, the writer of the Tao Te Ching. Bestowing no honors keeps people from fighting. Prizing no treasures keeps people from stealing. Displaying no attractions keeps people from making trouble. Thus, the rule of the sage empties the mind but fills the stomach, weakens the will but strengthens the bones, by keeping the people from knowing or wanting, and those who know from daring act. So I'm going to go back to that part. The rule of the sage empties the mind, releases expectations, keeps an open mind, freedom from rigid ideas. So that is our power of renunciation, our power of release, empties the mind, but fills the stomach. So we've created a void. We've emptied the mind. We're going to fill our stomach with spiritual ideas, spiritual truths, nourishment, spiritual nourishment. We are spirit-fed. Weakens the will. We're taking our will to do, but it's more fluid. We're dissolving the ego-driven push for control. It's that I have to have it my way. We weaken the will, but strengthen the bones. The bones is our inner strength. It's our firmer foundation of our spiritual path. By keeping the people from knowing or wanting, this is quieting the ego, preventing overthinking and chasing our desires. And those who know from daring to act. It's like, okay, there's my ego. I can prevent it. I can control it. Because also knowing without humility can become arrogance. So this is dominion. It's the power of power. It's that inner strength.
Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, wrote, "When you truly go to the Christ instead of your own thoughts, you will receive whatever you need. And unless you heed this instruction, drop the unwise things you have been insisting upon and begin to think of God in you and about you as the total fullness of every good. If you don't do this, you will seem to go through an eternity of confusion and lack and hungering. You must direct your prayers up, not up in the skies, but up into God consciousness. Then you will speedily dissolve the old error beliefs and their counterparts in the manifest world." Dominion. In our divided world, it seems that no one can agree. Some say the world is broken, the system is broken, everything is broken, Republicans this, Democrats that. And just leave it there and allow this plague of hate and division and violence into our world. They believe the race is over. It's finished. There's nothing to do. There's nothing that can be done. Or say, I prayed to God. It's in his hands now, right? We release and give up to God all the time. That doesn't mean you throw your hands up and say, okay, God, it's in our hands now, do it. No, remember, unity principle number 5, we take the steps toward that. When we take the steps toward that, we are being the change. So it comes back to me in the end. Ask all these questions. Why is this not working? Oh, it's me. I'm not taking the steps forward. I'm going to use this stool for an example. I read this thing. Can you see over there? Okay. I read a few weeks ago, it was talking about how a culture can become bifurcated. It's two-sided. And it's like there's this tipping point. It's balanced. And it's two-sided, and it's like there's hate over here, and there's love over here. And we're at like this standstill. It was like, it's not doing it. And we're sitting here going, it was like, why is nothing working? Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Be the love, be the change. We start to move towards love. When we take the step toward what it is that we want, the balance shifts and moves to where we want to go. So be the hope. When it seems to be hopeless, be hope. When there seems to be no love, be love. I think everybody in this room is old enough to remember, maybe not Holly, maybe, I don't know, the song, What the World Needs Now is Love, Sweet Love, right? That was written by Jackie DeShannon, and they wrote, we don't need another mountain. We don't need another meadow. We have plenty of these. What we need is love, sweet love, not just for some, but for everyone. So when we just take that one little of love, everybody's going to get it. We're going to shift toward that direction. Every Sunday, we sing, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. It all comes back to me in the end. Our world is massive. With computers and satellites, we get news as it's happening. School shootings, hate crimes, political mudslinging, all of it, all that good stuff, right? And it's overwhelming. I was like, I have to tune out of it anymore because it is overwhelming, and I want to change everything. Or at least I want things to change. Which makes me think divine order, everything. I'm right where I'm supposed to be, but sometimes divine order doesn't look pretty. The poem Desiderata, which was a life-changing poem for me when I first read it. Whether or not it's clear to you, the universe is unfolding as it should. So right now, divine order doesn't look good. The world looks kind of bleak. If the race is over, what then? Alrighty. Maybe. So you're going to have to help me out. Hit the button. All right. So what then? Here are things that are not my job. The next thing, I also list these as disciples of death. Okay. The first one, that is not my job. So what then? Don't do this. Try to fix or save people. Okay? Be liked. Do it all. Please everyone. And hold it together. Not your job. Okay? Not your job. Keep going. Hit the next one, Sue, and keep going. Do it all. Do the next one. Please everyone. Next one. Hold it together. All right. So now, what then? This is my job. Okay? These are disciples of life. All right. Whee! All right. Love people. Be authentic. Take the next step. Speak my truth. Breathe. Okay? Be the love that outweighs the hate and knocks over the chair. Okay? If the race is over, what then? We love, we forgive, we breathe, we chop wood, we carry water, we stay awake. So everybody, my challenge for you is stay awake. I love you, thank you, and so it is.